This is Sunrise Extra, streaming live on Wave Now.
Oh, the first day of school finally here as 96,000 JCPS students return to class today. My co-anchor Shannon Cogan is live at the Nichols Bus Compound where things are getting started. And how's it feeling out there, Shannon?
Oh, it's feeling good. The buses are rolling out of here, ready to go pick up all of those kids for the first day of school. Tawana's been saying extra hairspray. I'm going to say just throw your hair in a ponytail if you can, because it is so sticky out here. I mean, I haven't even been moving and I'm just sweating.
Yeah, it's one of those mornings. It's an August morning for sure. That humidity higher, and we're going to watch that continuing to be an issue as we head into the next few days. So we're sitting in the upper 60s and low 70s right now. So we're going to keep an eye on that, and we'll watch that humidity remaining on the higher side again this morning. Watching some patchy fog in parts of Hardin County, Breckenridge County, all the way down towards Adair County to start off the day. But now that sun is up, we'll see that gradually mixing out. We also watched a bank of clouds just kind of forming right along the Ohio River for this morning. Those are going to hold on for a little while longer, but then we'll add in more sunshine as we head throughout the rest of the day and temperatures return to the 80s. There is that potential for a couple of isolated downpours as we get into later on this afternoon, and some locally heavy rainfall possible with those. So we'll keep an eye on that for later on today. Rob.
All right, Tawana, thanks so much. In breaking this morning, we have learned that a crash that shut down the I-65 ramps to I-264 East near the airport, in fact, that was deadly. LMPD says that a FedEx semi with a trailer was trying to take the northbound exit when it ran off the roadway, crossed onto the southbound ramp, and then hit a brick wall head on. One person was dead at the scene, we've learned. Cleanup of that crash continues right now. LMPD says that traffic on the ramps, it's going to be shut down for at least another 2 to 3 hours. We'll keep you posted, Olivia.
All right, thank you, Rob. And right now, parents and students are on the clock to get out the door and get to school. There's always a lot of excitement on the first day of school, even at the Nichols Bus Compound, where my co-anchor Shannon Cogan has been this morning. Good morning and happy first day, Shannon.
First day, there's one little bug that has been driving me crazy. There it is again. It's been driving me crazy all morning. So yes, we're here at the bus compound, and they have been watching that interstate closure very carefully. They've had to make a couple tweaks, but they don't think that will impact any of this 50,000 students who ride the bus. There are 640 routes. There are 3 start times for JCPS at 7:30, 8:40, and 9:40 a.m. And they do have 700 drivers who are taking on the 640 routes all across the city. And their goal is to get them all to school safely and on time, and then home. They want the last student to be home by 6:59 p.m. Now, the district has some new technology on board. This is really going to help out parents to know exactly where their child is. This is called My Ride K through 12. It is an app, so you can download this. This allows students and guardians to check out the bus location and the estimated arrival time. It uses real-time GPS tracking. It'll also give you a substitute bus number, so if a sub is called in, it'll tell you where that bus is. And if you have any questions at all, you can call the hotline. It is open right now. That number is 485-RIDE. District leaders say transportation information can change, including through the first 2 weeks of school. So if you have any questions, including tomorrow and next week too, you can give that 485-RIDE a call. They do also have Spanish speakers. Now, the district does have some challenges as it faces the new year. You know, we had that transportation debacle back in 2023, and then there was that $180 million deficit. I spoke to the superintendent, Dr. Brian Yearwood, and he says they're really focusing on academics this year because the state report card shows that in math and reading, JCPS ranks lower than the state. And this morning we had a chance to speak live with Superintendent Brian Yearwood, and I asked him what grade would he give the district right now. What grade would you give the district right now?
I would rather not say at this time, but I would say, I can tell you, I can't say what I can give, but we will.
Seriously, give me a grade. Give me a grade.
Right now?
Yes.
I wouldn't give a grade now, but this is what I'll say. We are going towards, and we will be an A district. That is our vision. Right. We are going to elevate towards an A district. Right now, we have work to do, and that's the exciting part. We know what we have to do. We just need to align and get our teachers or staff to move forward together, and I'm looking forward to that A grade, and hopefully we'll be standing here one morning when you ask me that and I go, we are an A grade school district.
And he says he hopes that will happen. He is focused on that this year. He wants parents to feel comfortable as they head into this school year and really focusing now on improving all of those scores. Now, recently there was a 500-page audit that was done, and the audit found that 2/3 of JCPS schools are rated in the 2 lowest grades in the state. It says JCPS students are steadily doing worse in 4th grade reading and 8th grade math and reading tests when compared to similar districts across the country. Auditors also went to 44 JCPS schools. The report says only 59% of teachers provided high-quality instructional resources and points to that widespread use of Chromebooks in the classroom, which Auditor Allison Ball called problematic.
And there isn't a strategic plan for how to include them in a way where their proficiency rates are going up, they're becoming more English proficient, doing what we should to have them be a part of the better body of the school, more included in the school.
That audit found 15% of JCPS high school seniors also from 2025 enrolled in college. Of course, safety always a very big concern for parents. The chief of JCPS says that they are fully staffed when it comes to their security team, and every middle and high school will have weapons detection systems. Let's go to Wave News reporter Kirsten Foote, who is live outside of Johnson this morning as they're preparing to welcome all those kids on the first day, and it sounds like a lot of commotion.
They're playing some music, welcoming in all the students this morning. The energy is really picking up. We talked to some students who say they're excited for a new school year. And of course, we want all of them to be safe during this year. And so JCPS says that each resource officer will be paired with a risk assessment coordinator. Now, that is a new position that was created after the district eliminated those safety administrators due to budget cuts. Now, the district will also deploy K-9 units, each 4 of them actually, each assigned to detect either guns, bombs, or narcotics. JCPS police also believe that weapon detectors at schools are making a difference at preventing any weapons from being brought into the school. Take a listen.
Weapons detection have been great for this school district. 4 years ago, before we had weapons detection, and the numbers, I don't have my information with me in front of me, but the numbers were, the weapons that were recovered from inside the school were close to 30. That number 2 years ago went down to 4. Last school year, we've recovered 8 weapons. Only one of those weapons made it through inside the building.
Also new this year, JCPS is implementing stronger disciplinary actions under a new state law. Students in grades 6 through 12 now face a mandatory 1-year expulsion if they caused or attempted to injure any school employee or damage to school property. That law mandates that school employees must report that to law enforcement immediately. Back out here at Johnson Traditional Middle School, where there's a lot of excitement going on. You can see some buses behind me there, students walking in as they're getting welcomed into the school with balloons and pom-poms and music. There's some Soldier Boy playing. So what better way to start off the school year? Shannon, back to you.
I love that. Balloons and pom-poms. That's a great way to get everything going. Now, there are some state laws that are in effect this year that will impact the district. House Bill 7 makes it illegal for drivers to pass school buses in both directions on 4-lane roads. It also allows districts to install cameras on bus stop arms because that'll catch drivers who do pass illegally. Senate Bill 197 requires a state to rebid its contract for the state college entrance exam, like the SAT or ACT. And Senate Bill 5 means districts who partner with the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Child Nutrition Program can buy locally grown food instead of buying from wholesale food companies. And, of course, that's really important with the cyclosporiasis that we've been dealing with around the country. However, they say that they do not serve any lettuce in their schools. WEB Du Bois Academy students will go back to school in a new building. The Newburgh campus is the first building created just for the school and the first new high high school building JCPS has opened since Ballard High School in 1968. This is a 185,000 square foot building. It brings the academy's middle and high school students together in one building for the first time. That academy opened in 2018 on the Gaines Academy campus before moving into the former Liberty High School building. So we hope all of those kids have a wonderful first day of school. It is a lot of buses here have already left, but that sun is coming up. It's going to be a great day. It'll be a great day for me when this one bug decides to leave me alone.
Yeah, go take care of that bug off camera. Thank you so much, Shannon.
Jeez.
Breaking this morning, one man is dead. Another is hurt after a shooting on West Main Street. LMPD says it happened just before midnight. Both victims showed up to the hospital around 12:30. The name of the man who died has not been released. The second victim is expected to survive. So far, no arrests have been made. Well, summer break got longer for students in Adair County. Why the district needed to push back the start of the new school year by nearly 2 weeks. A building project for Adair County schools means families are getting a few more weeks of summer break. The school district pushed back its first day of class to August 24th so crews can finish building the new Adair County Middle School. Students were scheduled to return on August 12th. The middle school's renovation and upgrade costs $50 million, so they still have a couple weeks left to enjoy summer break.
Oh yeah, and get to enjoy some more of that really nice weather as well for today, and then the weekend is partially iffy.
I'll take partially.
So you know how you like to do that morning run on Saturday?
Don't tell me it's canceled.
Not looking very good for
Can
that
I do it Sunday?
Yes.
Okay, I'll schedule it for Sunday morning.
Looks pretty good. What we're dealing with right now, some of that patchy fog out there for this morning, mainly in the spots where we dealt with some of that rain yesterday, but overall that is already starting to mix out now that that sun is over the horizon. Outside of that, we are seeing some clouds that have built across the Ohio River for the start of the day, but thankfully already seeing more of that sunshine showing up in many spots. So that's that bank of clouds that I mentioned that just really just blew up right along the Ohio River, gradually moving off towards the east, adding into more clouds coming off of those showers and thunderstorms off towards our west. But overall for today, yeah, it's just that mix of sun and clouds in our forecast. Our temperatures are in the upper 60s and low 70s as of right now, and that sticky meter has us either in the muggy or sticky category. So yes, it is very humid as you're heading out to start off the day. But once you roll into the afternoon, returning to the mid to upper 80s for your highs, watching for some isolated rain chances, because as that front gets closer, is going to help to increase the amount of moisture that we have available in the area. Then plus we'll warm up well into the 80s, so that'll be the fuel for those isolated showers and thunderstorms to try to pop for this afternoon. Anything that fires up can be slow moving, so that could lead to some locally heavy rainfall in some spots while others stay bone dry. It does look like most of the rain should move out for the evening hours, but we could keep 1 or 2 isolated downpours for late tonight into early tomorrow. We'll watch for that. Temperatures fall down, by the way, into the upper 60s and low 70s overnight, and that front, yep, it keeps getting closer, and with that, we'll monitor that potential for a few isolated downpours for your Friday morning. Our main rain chance still looks to be for Friday afternoon before we add in some additional rounds of rain late Friday night into Saturday as that front tries to dip further to the south. And if we are able to keep some of that overnight and early morning rain in the forecast for your Saturday, that actually bodes better for Saturday afternoon. So we're going to keep an eye on that chance, but still not going to rule out a few isolated downpours for the second half of your Saturday. Sunday still trending mainly dry with highs in the upper 80s and the low 90s. And then we'll see that heat sticking around for the beginning of next week before we add in more of those rain chances starting for the second half of your Tuesday. Rob?
Tawana still monitoring a deadly crash after right around that shut down I-65, the ramps to I-264 East right by the airport. LMPD says that a FedEx semi-truck was trying to take the northbound exit when it ran off the roadway, crossed onto the southbound ramp, and then hit a brick wall head on. We've learned that one person died at the scene. Cleanup of that crash continues right now. LMPD says that traffic on the ramps will be shut down for yet another 2 to 3 hours, so easy going through that area. Also, a reminder to drivers, there's a brand new school bus law that's in place this year. Drivers traveling on 4-lane roads are now required to stop for any school bus with its red lights flashing and its stop arms extended out. Now, that's even if the bus is on the opposite side of the roadway. LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey says his officers, they're going to be watching out for the drivers.
When that stop sign is out and that arm is out, be aware of kids, and JCPS is going to be following up on that when there are issues.
Now, the only exception to that law is if the road has an existing physical barrier or an unpaved median separating the directions of the traffic itself. Olivia, back over to you.
Thank you, Rob. Coming up on Sunrise Extra, the Preakness has a new date coming up on the calendar. We'll tell you about that change coming up. It's important for kids to feel confident going into the new school year, and for families in Floyd County, Kentucky, a new resource may help wash away some of those worries. A nonprofit is working to place a washer and dryer in every county school to support struggling families. A local pet store owner who volunteers with the Kent Rose Foundation brought attention to the need when she noticed many kids in the area are cycling through a small number of outfits throughout the school year. So she started a fundraising effort. They've already purchased 6 sets to be placed in schools so far. With a washer and dryer available at the schools, families will have better access to a basic utility they can't afford at home.
We have children that have 3 or 4 outfits max, and that's what they have to wear to school, whether that's clean or dirty. This impact could go on for years. Why wouldn't we do that? And why wouldn't we aim to achieve such a life changer, a game changer for kids? A basic human necessity that can be solved in an entire county, hundreds of children, years to come.
The nonprofit's goal is to raise nearly $12,000, which will help buy and place laundry sets at all 12 Floyd County schools. You can learn more about the effort or even donate to help on the Kent Rose Foundation website. 2 major changes to what's been a century-plus history of Triple Crown horse racing. First, the Preakness Stakes is moving to a Sunday, and it will happen 3 weeks after the running of the Kentucky Derby. Maryland Governor Wes Moore and the Maryland Jockey Club confirmed the news with an announcement yesterday. Traditionally, the Preakness runs just 2 weeks after the Derby, but 3 of the last 5 Derby winners sat out the Preakness because of that tight timeline, including this year's Derby winner, Golden Tempo. The change also brings a media rights extension with NBC Sports through 2032 and the confirmation of a new $500 million rebuild of Pimlico Racecourse. We'll be right back with more back-to-school coverage coming up at 7:30.
This Wave News Update is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Good morning. I'm Shannon Cogan. It is the first day back to school for JCPS. 96,000 students heading back to school today. I'm here live at the Nichols bus compound where buses have left early this morning to get those kids to school. The first bell is going to ring very shortly at 7:30. That's going to be the case at Johnson Traditional Middle School, where those students are being welcomed with a big celebration. The other school start times are 8:40 and 9:40 a.m. Now, if you are a parent, it's good to download this app, My Ride K through 12. You can track their students on JCPS's buses. District leaders have the goal of getting all kids home by 6:59 p.m. tonight. We'll be covering it throughout the day here on Wave. Now let's go to meteorologist Tawana Andrew. Boy, it is a muggy first day back to school.
Oh, yeah, it is. It definitely feels like August as you're heading out right now. We are seeing plenty of sunshine on our SkyTrack cameras. We're looking towards downtown Louisville. We are dealing with some clouds drifting through the area and also watching some of that patchy fog now mixing out across the region as well. Your temperatures to start off today in the upper 60s and the low 70s, with that mugginess significantly in place, especially for those of you further to the south of I-64. Now, as we get into the afternoon, what we're going to see, temperatures returning to the mid to upper 80s for your highs, and we'll watch some isolated downpours possible across the region. Rob?
We're still watching cleanup after a deadly crash shut down the I-65 ramps both north and south to I-264 out by the airport. It's going to be closed for a while. LMPD says that a FedEx semi with a trailer was trying to take the northbound exit when it ran off the road, crossed into the southbound ramp, and then hit a brick wall head on. One person, we've learned, died at the scene. Cleanup of that crash continues right now. LMPD says that traffic on the ramps will be shut down for another 2 hours.
Happy first day of school to all of our JCPS students out there. Hope you are up and at 'em this morning, probably getting ready for the bus stop this morning. And my co-anchor, Shannon Cogan, has been live out at the Nichols bus compound this morning. I want to send things out to her. Shannon, how are things going out there? Is it running smooth so far?
Everything seems to be going great. I checked in with some of those bus drivers. They were excited to greet all the kids, to look forward to a brand new year ahead. They had 2 pots of coffee that are caffeinated caffeinated coffee, so they were good to go on that. Some of the buses pulled out about 5:45 this morning to get those kids off to school. The first bell just rang at 7:30 this morning, and then the other start times are 8:40 and 9:40 a.m. And again, if you have any questions about your bus route, the number to call is 485-RIDE. And then if you can download the app, it's called My Ride K through 12. You'll be able to track exactly where your bus is. I had a chance this morning to speak with the superintendent, Dr. Brian Yearwood. Here's that interview. Wonderful. So when we look at the academics, JCPS is below the state average when it comes to reading and math. So what will you tell parents? What are you doing to improve those numbers?
Of laser focus on literacy and numeracy. Again, making sure that we are looking at our accountability data, making sure that we are reacting in real time with what our data is telling us, so that way we can intervene and make sure students have what they need to be successful. And again, our teachers have prepared, our principals are now being strengthened instructionally. We are moving the system towards laser focus on what's best for students and student outcomes in the academic realm.
A big concern, obviously, for parents always is safety, too. And, you know, we did have some instances in the past with children bringing guns or knives or weapons into schools. What are you doing to prevent that?
Well, you know, we have the weapons detection system, and that will continue. And because of that, we're able to, again, stop, you know, more weapons from coming into our schools. Our schools must be safe environments, because if we want our children to learn and be excited about school, that must be a safe environment. They must be able to go to school and know, hey, I don't have to worry about anything but learning. And that is what we take very, very seriously. And we have put, you know, our systems in place to ensure that the adults are there manning those systems and making sure that, again, our schools remain safe.
If we fast forward to next May, the school year is over, what will you look at to say this was a very successful year for JCPS?
One, we are building on the trust of our parents. We must have trust there. So making sure that we are partnering with our parents in such a way that they feel a part of the school. Our students being academically more successful. We must see that our students are thriving in our educational environment, in our classrooms. Very, very important. Our teachers feeling that they're supported, or schools feeling that they're more supported, so that they can continue to excel in providing high quality instructional environments for our kids.
What grade would you give the district right now?
I would rather not say at this time, but I would say, I can tell you, I can't say what I can give, but we will.
Seriously, give me a grade. Give me a grade.
Right now?
Yes.
I wouldn't give a grade now, but this is what I'll say. We are going towards, and we will be an A district. That is our vision.
Right.
We are going to elevate towards an A district. Right now, we have work to do, and that's the exciting part. We know what we have to do. We just need to align and get our teachers or staff to move forward together. And I'm looking forward to that A grade. And hopefully we'll be standing here one morning when you ask me that, and I go, we are an A grade school district.
Okay, so we'll see you next August.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Superintendent.
Thank you.
Hope you have a great first day of school.
And Shannon, I love how you were pressing him for that grade range there, but he's so optimistic they're going to reach an A by the end of the year.
Well, he's hoping for that. He said this year he's really able to focus on the academics. You know, we go back to 2023, we had that huge transportation mess where kids were taken to wrong schools, or they were not brought home until close to 10 p.m. and a lot of kids were crying and scared. Parents didn't know where their children were. And then last year, we had that huge budget deficit, $180 million that had to be cut. He says they've cut about $115 million, so still a little bit more. But he said now he feels like he's at the point where he can really focus on improving all of those reading scores, math scores. And also, when we're going into this school year, we're looking at less teacher vacancies than we had the previous year. Last year, it was 300 teacher vacancies. This year, it's about 170. So as far as the district is concerned, they're in a much better position this year than they have been in the past years.
And Shannon, I have a couple questions for you here because I know you kind of touched on transportation there. It's always important to get a good start to the day, but we did have that double fatal crash on I-65 north and south ramps to I-264. They did say they have a backup plan for that too, right? Because that is such a major ramp.
Yes, they've been watching that very closely. They did not think that would impact any of the pickup times for the kids. They did bring in a substitute bus to take care of that. So that's why that app is so important for parents to have, so they can see the bus number if the bus has to change.
Absolutely. And then Shannon, too, you have two boys. They're going to be seniors this year. We're always thinking about the kids, but how are you feeling as a parent? I'm thinking about you right now.
You know what, I have to say that when your child goes off to kindergarten, it is such an emotional day. I'm almost tearing up right now. And then you take that picture and they're so little and so sweet. And now my kids are seniors, so this is their first day of high school, and I'm feeling emotional. It is hard, but I feel for my husband because my son has been sleeping. I have two kids. One goes back today. One doesn't go back till next week. But he's been sleeping until noon. You know, he's 17. So that wake-up call today is going to be painful for him, painful for my husband. So I'm sort of glad I'm not at my house this morning.
Absolutely.
But I did leave him a sweet little note this morning. I said, honey, have the best first day. And then, of course, I, have directions to take that back to school picture.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Shannon. We are so proud of your boys, too.
Thank you.
But it's not just JCPS students starting their school year in our area, but roughly 17,000 Hardin County Public School students will be starting off the school year today. So students will be going back to school, and we'll see a slight change in how technology is used in the classroom. Community Relations Specialist John Wright says technology made a difference during the pandemic when kids were learning at home, but now it's a different story. He says after the pandemic, Chromebook use multiplied, leading to difficulties in simple conversations, vision, and critical thinking. So for those reasons, the district and its 1,100 teachers have laid out more of a hands-on approach to education.
Will we get rid of Chromebooks or computers? No, not in the least, but we just won't use them as much. And I think our parents will see that. Maybe your child won't bring home their Chromebook as much.
So Wright says cell phones will also be used differently this school year because they can be out during lunch, but they must be put away during class time. And a reminder for Hardin County students, they will only be allowed to use plastic water bottles with plastic lids inside schools. That means students have to leave those Stanleys, Awalas, and other metal or glass water bottles at home. The district said the change comes after reviewing growing safety and operational concerns because district officials say there have been serious injuries in the classroom because students have been getting hit with those metal cups. On top of Hardin County and JCPS welcoming students back, Greene County, Silver Creek, Madison Consolidated, Southwestern Jefferson County, and Trinity High School will have their first day today. And their new start times at Silver Creek, middle and high school start at 8 o'clock, while elementary will start at 8:40. So happy first day to all of those students out there. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a quick check of your forecast plus a traffic alert for you throughout the morning. Stick with us.
Happy Thursday. Meteorologist Tawana Andrew here with a check of your forecast. And for today, going to see temperatures returning to the mid to upper 80s across the region with more of that humidity in play for today as well. And with that, we do see a better chance for a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms coming back into our forecast for this afternoon into the evening. Some of these can be slow moving and heavy rainmakers, so we'll keep an eye on that. But once you get further into tonight, especially after sunset, any rain across the area will gradually fade. A few isolated downpours possible as we head into the overnight hours and early tomorrow, but most of us will be dry as we fall down into the 60s and low 70s for lows. Tomorrow, a better chance for some of those scattered showers and thunderstorms, and some of those could last into Friday night, early Saturday morning. As of right now, the trend is to keep Saturday afternoon drier. Let's hope that holds. We'll see that heat building for the end of the weekend and the beginning of next week before we add in even more rounds of rain towards next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Right now, we do want to get you an update on that traffic alert we've been following all morning. We've learned a second person has died in that fatal crash on the ramp on I-65 onto I-264, and quite a backup there. It looks like it is still closed down this morning, so expect some delays there. Plus, it looks like just beyond I-265, we're seeing even more delays here along 65 moving northbound as we check in on some of our cameras there to take a live look. And yeah, quite the backup there. Let's take another look at these cameras and show you that things are slowing down. It looks like they still have part of the left lane or left shoulder blocked off there. So expect some delays if you're taking I-65 northbound. Also look like traffic is slow moving along the Clark Memorial Bridge for our drivers moving from Indiana into Louisville, and also seeing a little bit slow moving traffic on I-265 moving eastbound. That is right around Preston Highway and Beulah Church Road. So keep an eye out for all of those traffic updates. And again, we are keeping a close eye on that now double fatal crash that happened on the ramp this morning on I-65. Well, Simpsonville's police chief is suspended as the city investigates allegations of harassment and misconduct. Meeting minutes show Chief Thomas Brumer was placed on paid leave effective immediately after a July 21st city council meeting. The minutes reveal it was due to violations of the city's personnel policy. Details about those allegations have not been released yet, but Brumer will be on leave with pay for 30 days or more. Sergeant David Akins is serving as the acting chief during his suspension. LMPD has released body camera video from a police shooting that happened in July. The actual shooting does not have a video recording, though, because the officer who fired his weapon didn't have his body camera turned on. So this video is from July 25th near 5th and York Streets. Someone called police to report two people breaking into an apartment. Authorities say 21-year-old Omari Downs took off with a gun in his hand. Officers say he was ordered to drop the gun, but he didn't. That's when LMPD Lieutenant Brandon Hogan shot Downs. LMPD is now investigating if the lieutenant violated any of their policies, including not having his body camera on. Omari Downs was shot in the shoulder that night. Downs was then treated at the hospital and released into Metro Corrections custody. He's facing charges of burglary and fleeing police. The other burglary suspect, Nathan Arnold, was also arrested. As for Lieutenant Hogan, he's been with LMPD since 2008 and is currently assigned to the 4th Division. He previously shot and killed a man who was holding his wife at knife point at the Colonial Oaks Apartments back in 2018. An internal investigation found Hogan did not violate any policies in that case. Leaders in Louisville said the city continued to see a decline in gun violence in July, with homicides and non-fatal shootings reaching some of their lowest monthly totals in years. Louisville recorded 5 homicides in July, down from 12 during July of 2025, marking a 58% decrease and the fewest July homicides since 2014. City leaders also said July had the lowest number of non-fatal shootings since 2018 and the fewest combined homicides and non-fatal shootings for the month since 2017. According to the city, Louisville has had a 19% decrease in homicide victims and a 16% decline in non-fatal shooting victims so far in 2026. That's compared with the same point last year. Well, thousands of vintage and classic cars are revving up their engines for this year's Street Rod Nationals, which kicks off today at the fairgrounds. So the roar of that hot rod is just a taste of the thousands of cars you can expect to see this weekend. The Street Rod Nationals attracts classic cars from all over the country, even the world. Last year, the Distance Award went to a man from Sweden. Louisville's been the event's home for almost 30 years now, and though the tradition didn't originally start here, the city's hospitality is what keeps them coming back.
The first time this Colorado boy drove a 33 Ford out here to attend this event, I fell in love with Louisville, Kentucky. And I do each and every year when we come back.
And we are happy to have them back. It's running today through Sunday. Tickets are $20 for anyone over 13 and $6 for kids 6 to 12 years old. Children 5 and under are free. Well, it's also football season. Well, about to be football season. We've been talking about college. We've been talking about the pros. But coming up, Sports Director Kendrick Haskins will have a look at some high school football. Stick with us. Well, defending national champions IU football opened their camp this week as they begin their quest to defend their title. The Hoosiers are replacing a ton of production from last season, including Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Fernando Mendoza. They also dealt with the injury bug during spring practice, so head coach Curt Cignetti is finally getting a look at his whole team.
I think it's a really important camp for us because we haven't had the opportunity to get all of our people together. Had a lot of guys out in spring ball, the continuity, the guys that we think we'll be counting on. Now there's going to be a lot of competition, and anybody who can play winning football will play.
So IU will kick off the 2026 season on Saturday, September 5th at noon. That game will be against North Texas at Memorial Stadium in Bloomington. But we've talked about college football, but let's take a shift here to high school football because for the first time since 2018, St. X football will take the field with a new head coach. Wave Sports anchor Camille Gear has more on the new era of Tiger football.
Replacing a legend is never easy. After 7 seasons under Kevin Wallace, St. X football enters a new chapter with Brian Landis. Landis inherits a program that reached the Class 6A state semifinals last season, but lost a large senior class to graduation. Landis says his priority this season isn't just wins, it's culture.
Number one is we want to build a culture here, and I think that's the most important piece. Like, what is this thing going to look like? Well, you know, here at St. X, there's a rich tradition, history, all the former players, and they expect a certain look when they see St. X.
That message has already reached the locker room. Players say the biggest difference isn't the scheme, it's the energy.
It's awesome. He brings a lot of energy. It's a different feel than the last couple of years, but I think it'll be good.
The Tigers return just 2 offensive starters, including leading rusher Cooper Yates. Hazard transfer William Shoptaw enters the mix at quarterback after throwing for nearly 2,800 yards and 23 touchdowns last season. But with so many new faces, experience remains the biggest question mark.
We're a really young team from an experience standpoint and, an age standpoint. So we've got a young ball club, but there's some guys that really stepped up. We're just young, and it's going to see, how quickly those kids grow up is how far we're going to go.
A young roster for this year's team, but inside the St. X locker room, the expectations remain the same, chasing another trip to Kroger Field. Reporting in Louisville, Camille Gear, Wave Sports.
And St. X opens the season on the road at Owensboro. That is happening on August 21st. So yes, football season already here. It's awesome when school starts. That also means football season opens up, and that gives you plans on Friday nights. That's all the time we have here for Sunrise Extra. I hope you have a great first day of school. Have a great Thursday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.